another video. This time we're going to do a review of my 2020 AMG GT Mercedes. This car I've had for about 4 years as a daily driver, so I think I'm pretty qualified to give some tips and a review for people that are looking at buying it or people that just got it and they're trying to figure out how to use it. So let's get into a review. So let's start with the rims. I selected the 21-inch AMG Black Forge option to go with. I felt like it was a good contrast against the Jupiter red color that I selected. So for me, that worked. I think standard it comes with either the 19 or the 20 inch rims, but I felt like this looked good, so it was worth the upgrade. It also, for the 21s, does come with summer run flat tires, so be aware of that. Later, I decided to paint my calipers yellow because I felt like the yellow against the red also made the car pop more. So if that's something that you like. It's also something that you can do aftermarket once you have the car. Now that we covered those rims, you can kind of see the daytime running lights on right now. Obviously, it has a laser LED headlights. Running along the side, we got the turbo written. You can see the mirror caps covered in the black, signifying the midnight package that's on the car. Then when we get to the rear, which is probably the most unique part of this car, obviously the spoiler does retract, go up and down based on certain speeds that you're going. So I'll make sure I throw a clip in there of it going up and down. And then we get to the hatchback trunk, which, like probably seen, is just a kick activated. Then you can kind of see the massive amount of trunk room that's in there. This one does have the 3D sound, so it's got the subwoofer in the trunk, but a lot of space in the trunk here. And then again, another kick. We'll just close it back down. So pretty simple, pretty cool trick. So now let's jump to the engine of the car. All right, now let's get up under this hood. AMG crafted engine. Don't even look that dirty. I had it for 4 years. Looks pretty good. Again, 429 horsepower, V6 9-speed automatic. So it's a very quick car. It's a good shot of the engine. Now we've kind of looked at that. Let's go ahead and go to the fun part, and that's the inside of the car. All right, now once we get in here, we're gonna go over some of these options that you see. First, I mean, when you look in there, it looks like almost a damn spaceship. The LEDs all over the door, running the entire center of the console and the other door. But let's look at some of these options. So obviously, these are the AMG bucket seats, so that's an option. But again, I really like the way the seats look. Has the AMG imprinted on it. They look really good. Then we've got the performance AMG steering wheel, also with the button selectors. They're not on right now, but we'll turn them on here in a second. And then obviously you can see in the back seat, I'm never really back there, but they're bucket seats. So there is no fifth seat in this one. So that's going to be important to you. You definitely need to pay attention to it, because this is a 2 and 2 seater. But that's just a quick look around the cabin before we actually get in. So now let's jump in. All right, so let's get in. This is what it is pretty much behind the wheel. This is how it's going to look behind the wheel of the AMG 53. So you can see, pick your lights, whatever color. We'll get into that in a second. But first, you can see the upgraded Burmeister 3D surround sound there. And you might be able to see the heads-up display. Yeah, that's there. So that's another option. But it's one I don't know how you do without. So might as well go ahead and get that. As far as inside the car, I mean, the selector buttons here are going to switch. Whether you're in comfort, you can go to individual, which is a mode that you set up. You can get slippery if you need it for snow mode, depending on where you live. And if you go in sport, and then obviously Sport Plus, which is what I drive in anytime I really go somewhere in the car. And then over here, these buttons you actually can, again, choose and make what you want. So right now mine is for the auto off engine stop when I'm not moving. So you just hit it and now it's telling me the auto is off. And then obviously I have a button for my spoiler. So I hit that and it'll show the spoiler actually in motion going up. But if those aren't what you want, if you just tap on the button, now I can change my AMG dynamics from there, turn my traction control off, change my suspension, my exhaust sound, my drivetrain, and again, back to where I had it. And also all those buttons are also found in this spaceship-like cockpit. Here again, my sport, whether I want to change it there, drivetrain, pretty much just press the button down to get it to where you want. Sports suspension, traction control on and off. My exhaust sound right now it's on loud. Then turn it to balance, and then back to powerful is what they call it. Then we've got my spoiler, my auto on off, and then my button for my radio. Here are the buttons that pretty much control whether you're at your nav screen, your radio, your media, your telephone, and then the cameras that are on the car. And it has some pretty good cameras on this. Obviously, you've got a front facing camera, a couple different angles. Then you've got the cameras that are underneath the mirrors. Then you have a rear camera and then a different angle. And obviously you have the 360 camera so that you can see everything. So it's pretty cool. And it also does park itself if you have the park assistance package on there as well. So the car really does everything as far as the inside is concerned. We can take a look at some of the settings now. My settings have been the same for so long, like I barely come in here to change anything because it's exactly how I want it. So let's kind of go through some. Now, remember, mine is the 2020, so it's right before they started doing the touchscreen. So doing this isn't going to do anything in this car. It's all right here. So if that's something that you need touchscreen, then you've got to make sure that you get model 2021 and newer, I believe is when they started that. But this has worked just fine for me. I'm so used to it, it doesn't bother me. But you can go into the options, like if you want to change your seat stuff, whether it's the driver or the passenger, you can change the lumbar support, side bolsters, the cushion level of the side, and then your heating preference for your heated and cooled seats. One thing I do like about this car that I actually never saw some other ones before is I can control my passenger seat from here. So like right now, if I hit this rear button here, I can turn on the cool or the heat for that seat, which I think is pretty cool. Let's turn it off. And then I can also move the seat from here. So you don't have to like stretch over to the other side of the car to like move the passenger seat if it's somebody maybe getting in the back. You can do everything from here. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. I don't believe I've seen that in another car before. One thing, this car does not have a heated steering wheel. Not too much of a problem for me, but if you need one, that may be an option you want to look to get. I don't know whether it's compatible with the AMG steering wheel though, but again, that's something you could ask. All right, so back in here, going over the seats, climate control, I feel like that's pretty standard. One thing I do like about this car, if you hit it up, the lights will turn red. If you go down, it will turn blue. And obviously each side is controlled by itself unless you have it synced. So, you know, it's red and blue to change it from one side to the other. So I thought that was pretty cool. I did like that. Let's get back in here and see what else we can go over. I've never really used that, I'm not gonna lie. Dynamic select is kind of what we went over. The individual configuration is like what I said, when you switch this to I, that is what you're setting up in individual configuration. So you kind of change it to how you want the car to sound, and then you just push in on the button instead of twisting it to get to your own I individual selections that you've made in this menu. So now we've got that. Let's go back out. Track pace, I think everybody knows what that means. That's when you're on the track. Obviously I'm in a garage, so we will not be playing around with that in here. This will go over your assistance package. A lot of these I definitely do use. Traffic signal, not really big on me. I do like it to tell me what the speed limit is, because sometimes I'm not paying attention. I've got all this speed limit warning stuff off because it'll start beeping, or sometimes it will actually slow the car down so it won't go any faster than that speed, which is the warning threshold. So all that stuff's a no for me, because I want to drive if I want to drive. Let's see, maneuver assistance. Yeah, I've got that on, so it'll stop or beep if you're about to back over a push cart or a kid or anything like that. So this allows you to open the camera cover if you wanted to wipe it off for some reason. So you can do that from there. Active brake assist. I do use this, but I think this is really to the individual person. You kind of want to see how this works for you. I don't like mine on too strong because it'll break, and then the DC area, like, we drive really close to each other already, so just set that how you need. Let's see, tension assist, I don't really use that. Lane assist, I use this, but just be aware, if you like to change lanes without signaling, it's gonna either jerk the car back or start vibrating on you. And active blind spot, you know, that's just the triangles in the mirror that tell you that there's somebody there. So that's all good. Consumption, man, I don't think anybody really is buying this car to get good gas mileage, but that's mine. 12 miles, but that's pretty bad. Dang. Yeah, so I'm getting about 12 miles to the gallon in this car, but I don't think anybody's really buying it to save gas. So all right, ambient lighting. So this thing, I think Mercedes has the rest of the game beat in this price point for the ambient lighting. It's like amazing. I think I got mine just doing it's kind of sequencing through colors, but it's just so many options. As you can see, it's changing that you can pick and have with this, that your car can pretty much do whatever you want it to do. And it's, let's do red. It's my favorite color. And then it's pretty much going all around the car. So yeah, then you got purple. So it looks good, especially when it's dark in here. It looks amazing. I think I got some videos of that, so I'll probably throw some into this one. But the ambient lighting is one of the best things about this car. I definitely do like that. Then obviously you got daytime running. The locator lights are just the ones under the exterior turning mirrors, so nothing spectacular there. Delay for switching the lights off. Let's see what else we got for vehicle settings. Tow away protection, don't even know what that does. Interior motion sensor, I guess that's when you have your alarm on if somebody is randomly still inside your car. I took the acoustic lock off because I hate cars that beep when you lock them. I know I'm locking it. Automatic mirror fold, love that, so nobody doesn't knock my mirror off out here. And then easy entry and exit is pretty much just when you open the door, the seat will go back and the steering wheel will go up to make it easier for you to get out. And then it's got the operator's manual on the car that you can use inside here. If a message like pops up in here, if you click it, it'll open the operator's manual so that you can see exactly what it is. So that's pretty useful. And I think we pretty much got that out of the way. Now looking into your display, like the display does do a lot. It's multiple different ways you can have this designed. So let's take a quick peek in here. So at your designs, I stay in Super Sport just because I like the way it looks, having the AMG at the bottom, speed right in the middle. So you can also switch to regular Sport, and if that's your thing, then there you go. Or you can go to Classic. Let's see if it loads up. I don't even know if I saw a difference. Oh, it's just the color change, really. So, those aren't my favorites. I like to stay in Super Sport. It's more simpler to me. I like the map having more room on the side there, so I can see it without having to turn my head or anything. Then obviously I've got my music choices on the left side. So you control all of that from here. As you can see now, it's highlighting the right side. I've got the map, but you can go dynamic, consumption, and then just do your time and date. I don't know why none of that stuff is changing. That's interesting. But let me put it back on my map. Oh, I think that's because I do it from here. It's from the wheel. I don't know. I haven't changed some of these settings in so long. But I know for this one, because I use this one a lot, if you want to change it from, like, let's say your Bluetooth to you need to see like tire pressure or something, if you hit the home button on your steering wheel here, your radio will come up. Then you can obviously change navigation. I need trip data. Let's go performance, assistance, or even service. So let's hop over here to service. If you have any error messages, they'll pop here. You want to see tire pressure. If you're driving, obviously it'll pop up there. Coolant levels, engine oil, consumption info. Well, that says we're getting 18 miles per gallon. That's much better. As you can see, I've been driving this car. It's my daily driver, so no problems with it for almost 60,000 miles. So let's go back. Let's see what we got. Let's go into AMG Performance. Again, it's got the engine temperature, the mode I'm in. Obviously it's in individual, sports tuned engine and powerful exhaust. Those are my favorites. That's the G-force if you are moving. Obviously some trip data. Then you can have the map, direction of travel located there. And then again, this will get you into your different tunes. So your radio, media, your phone. Here's how you adjust your heads up display. If you need to move the position, the brightness, or anything, you can do that from here. And again, able to change the design here as well. So a lot of the stuff that you can do in your main screen from here, you can also do here. You just got to know how to find it, because it's so much in here that sometimes it can be hard to figure out what you're doing. So that's pretty much the interior and the tech part of it. Now let's just kind of go through a couple more things, and then we'll take it out for a test drive, give you a point of view reference of driving, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so now we're out on the road with the GT. As you can see, we're in some DMV traffic here, and the AMG handles very well. Again, as an everyday driver, you're really not going to have any problems. It handles extremely well, and because of how much power it has, you really won't have any problem getting around anybody that may be pretty much in your way. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video on some of the pros and what it's like to pretty much own a AMG GT 53. Hope you liked the video. Remember, like, subscribe. I'm going to try to get another video out of the M8 and kind of do this same exact thing. But that's pretty much it for my review. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys.